but that the officials must go on, and he tweeted with some energy, so hopefully he'll be able to muster up some energy for this one too. I bet will be able to. Just drink some Monster.
Sheever, you gotta go for the good ones.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was a really good one. We are actually in the draft, by the way. We can take a look at what the teams have in store for each other. And we already have the Brood ban against Alliance. It used to be Nature's Prophet first ban every time, but it shifted to the Brood. Are you even gonna ban Nature's Prophet?
No. Give me the droid real
No.
It's because Brood is OP, man.
Familiarize myself.
You can't drive it unless you have a
20 seconds.
that's
I thought you were just gonna say you can't drive it, period. Insert racist remark here, but...
So do you want me to give you some droid history, Lemmy?
Sure.
So, this droid is really unique.
I can see that.
Did you know that for the movie they actually made a machine version?
10 seconds remaining.
Like just a...
I watched like one thing.
That's pretty
I'm not
cool.
like a super Star
5
Wars
seconds remaining.
So.
Can it go upstairs?
Only if the stairs are a certain height.
Gradient, yeah.
Well, not a gradient. Gradient is a flat slope. Well, I guess you could. Stairs.
Alright,
I'm not an engineer.
moving
I'm making
very
shit.
far away from...
I'm just interested.
Yeah, I know. It's a good sidetrack there. Here you go.
Oh, okay.
First pick for Empire.
Alliances
Empire
turn
won with IO Tiny, won against Team Secret in like 20-something minutes last week Friday, I think it was.
I think I watched that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good series.
I've seen a couple of games where IO just wins because he heals your allies and your opponents get into fights where they think they're going to get a kill, but then IO saves them and it turns into a double kill against a Shadow Fiend, and then Shadow Fiend beats you late game and Shane and Mir.
It is so bad against IO. The one thing it does is, even when you're off the map as IO, if you have a full bottle, you can just create so much pressure on lanes. You know, you even just tether and undying. He just gets that movement speed, you get the extra damage from the balls, like it's such a powerful hero.
And on top of that, even if you're not relocating somewhere, the threat of being relocated upon, still, if you're indeed not showing on the map, is...
Yes, it allows your cores to play way more aggressively.
5 seconds remaining.
But will they go for the Tiny is the question.
It's banned. It's banned.
Oh, there you go. My bad.
Yeah.
Reserve time.
I think if Tiny was in the pool, they would have snapped for a second.
There's also Necrolite. It's pretty decent.
Yeah. I'd pick anything on
Chaos Knight, there's loads of combos.
There's loads of combinations, yeah.
I feel like they don't have to pick those like obvious tiny combo heroes anymore. I feel like
what's combos?
Yeah, they don't have to go for the Wisp or the Chaos Knight Wisp or pair it with just about any melee hero, even ranged heroes. It's all about healing for abusive amounts.
Yep. Okay, when you see them dying, what are your favorite heroes against the Tombstone? Like for me, Gyrocopter comes to mind. So does like range heroes like Drow Ranger, like fast attack.
Troll Warlord.
Troll Warlord
is almost good.
Illusion right now is a good.
Yeah, Peel's OP.
Why is Troll off the map completely?
Yeah, that is a good question. You know that last game when they had a Sven? Troll would have been decent there, in my opinion.
I don't think we're gonna see him. Because there's
look at him killing them golems.
Yeah.
Let's say Troll's kind of bad versus Tuskar.
With his sigil
for so long.
Although
I guess you could make Walrus Punch.
No, you can't make Walrus Punch. Always use.
OP.
There's a nice soccer for Empire. I find this a very non-alliance type of draft.
They do like their Tusk on he enjoys that. Ake does play the Undying sometimes as well.
It's kind of surprising to see them pick first two.
But I do like the way that Alliance has opened up your draft. They have strong lane dominators, which is generally where Team Empire gets their advantage and then snowballs with their advantage. So far, I think Alliance is going down the right path. To me, it's all about what Loda's hero is, right? Like, if he gets an Alchemist or an Anti-Mage, then we see the game being directed towards one way. Whereas if he gets something extremely aggressive, like Lifestealer, for example, then we see Alliance game plan going a different direction. I guess we'll kind of have to wait and see in terms of how that goes. Bane being taken out here.
Yeah. I like that a lot because it makes sure that you don't have the weird setup or the good setup rather, where you have a Nightmare and then waiting for someone to relocate in together with IO to take out the Nightmare target. It's so good, especially if you have the Night Stalker there as well, providing the vision. You can Fiend Script someone from Fog.
Yeah, you're right. The Night Stalker IO is a very, very strong combination just because of the vision alone.
It's also Bane in the early game with Wisp is actually a great duel. Yeah. Bane is one of the best level 1 heroes because his movement speed's like 315. He's got 4 armor. He's got like 60 damage or something. His
10
animation is
seconds
really good. The
remaining.
range isn't perfect, but he's a really good early game here. Plus the buff to
5
brain sap, so
seconds
you've got
remaining.
Wisp healing him, and he can brain sap himself.
He's
He
unkillable.
can trade for days against any duel lane.
Reserve time.
So do you go more into burst damage and like mobility to try and kill the IO, or do you think Tusk is enough in this game? Like it's going to be a support Tusk probably, but played by Minot. So
I feel like a lot of the heroes picked lately are really good. Maybe that's just because more heroes are picked more often. But IO doesn't seem like the was maybe.
it's true. What about maybe
I
a
think they're fine. Tusk is basically what I think.
Alliances turn
Why
to
is
pick.
Alchemist?
I'm not sure yet. I haven't that out. I'm like, he looks really overpowered to me.
they're preparing for the Alchemist?
I mean, it's all Aghanims
Alliances
heroes.
turn
Yeah.
to pick.
You're talking about alliance.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, some heroes will go for the Aghanims before Alp will have farm run for them.
Hey,
There's your, actually, there's your Loda
that
hero,
is
so
not
no
an
Alp.
Alchemist hero.
Well, that's how you close the gap to Wisp.
That is true.
The ancient apparition against Gyrocopter is ridiculous. Like Gyrocopter benefits so much from like lifesteal. Also, when he's IO, is completely shut down with his regen.
Phantom Assassin.
No,
That's against.
No, the offensive ice blast.
yeah, offensive ice
Against
plants
IO,
against
I see.
IO
That's
and
different.
Gyrocopter.
Okay.
Like when you have lifesteal like game, you know, Satanic isn't even really an option if
10
it has
seconds
Ice.
remaining.
Oh, here's an interesting interaction question. I'm sure your Stifling Dagger gets a chilling touch.
5
Oh, yeah,
seconds
yeah.
buff,
remaining.
right? So
It does.
you're daggering them for bam.
That
damage.
is-
that,
50,
that hurts.
50
really
magic. I
painful.
forgot about that.
Reserve
Plus,
time.
you get attack speed from Blink Strike, so the
Ayo, that's
reduction
mad.
from Chilling Touch is pretty good. I
Because
think
that
people
Offensive
theorycraft
with
that
this
build.
lane.
I've never seen it played, but I remember people theorycrafted it is the best combo with PA because of the dagger change.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
could also get an Orb of Venom with it.
That's
What?
actually very, very good. I think.
I think PA was like the most played hero as soon as 6.85 started, and then she's completely fallen off because people are like, alright, PA still kind of sucks. But in this game, it might work because of the A interaction.
I think Alliance are gonna pick Magnus.
Alliance. Press 4.
Yes,
This
I think they
could
are.
look like a Magnus game.
You know,
yeah.
when
10
someone
seconds
relocates in, you
remaining.
OP, Ancient Apparition Blast, you can empower Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, I'm powering Phantom
5
Assassin very strong.
seconds
You're right.
remaining.
That is if
Good on Tusk.
Empire doesn't... Because if
Decent
Empire
on
figures
Reserve
out the same
time.
thing, obviously we're gonna see banned.
If you
Alliances turn
if you
to
get the
ban.
Mag Razor matchup, it's not a good time for you though.
I don't think it's too bad because you just shockwave the creeper if you can always farm reasonably well. If your support stack for you, it's decent. Your Radiant side, you can even stack the camp yourself. I think it's too bad.
10 seconds
If I'm gonna ban
remaining.
heroes, again, if I'm thinking about picking Magnus, I'm banning.
5 seconds
Okay,
remaining.
is Night Stalker is a core on Resolution when Empire
Most
play.
likely.
Resolution is played offlane, yeah.
You ban
Think about-
Rubik's pretty good, yeah. Instant Stun.
It's a hero that we do see Empire turn to a lot.
Silencer could be pretty annoying as well.
They also like Resolution on Sand King / Earthshaker, and both are still in the pool. And that,
That's true.
then you should...
And then No Fear could
and
play
then
the...
No Fear plays Night Stalker.
Yeah,
The thing is, very few offlane is actually going to handle up the
the
pressure
Bandit Rubik.
The bans are good.
against A and PA, right? Like, what kind of offlane could actually deal with that?
Against AA and PA.
Yeah.
Someone with a high
Level 1
ability.
chilling touch, Siphon Dagger, and then just walks up and give him the good old right clicks. That's like half your hit.
Darkseer? Is Darkseer?
No,
10
it's not.
seconds
I don't think Darkseer
remaining.
works because your typical offliners have high armor and high HP. Magic damage cuts right through high armor, makes you look weak.
No, but I'm saying
Alliances
Darkseer for
turn
Team
to
Empire.
pick.
They give it
Yeah.
they give the Iron Shell to Night Stalker, so Magnus and then Darkseer.
Okay, they could dual lane it, I guess, and try to kill A.
Yeah.
I think that's a good solution. Or
Put
they,
the,
could,
put the pressure on them.
they could even try lane, really. You could put Gyro solo versus Undying. There's no way he dies to Tomb.
Put the Razor, get a point to unstable current, be like, yo, dagger me.
We've seen another team doing Darkseer Night Stalker, right?
A lot of teams.
Yeah.
Alliance do it.
A lot of Darkseer stuff.
So
10
do
seconds
I
remaining.
want to say okay, Excalibur's team. No,
5 seconds
no logic,
remaining.
no
No
logic
logic
in.
game.
They enjoy it. Nico on the Darkseer.
Well, we're gonna
Reserve
find out
time.
soon. Alliance last pick. S4 hero, Bat Rider.
They actually have a minute.
It's still
We
in the
could be
pool
here
as
for-
well.
What did you call Shane? Or the non-core analysis?
I'm the-
Non-core analyst?
Yeah, I'm a non-core analyst.
That sounds amazing though, like the choice of
I'm a support
Magnus.
analyst.
support. Yeah, like actually what is bad about Magnus? Like what is the weakness of it?
Yeah, Night
This
Stalker is pretty good. It's very difficult to get OPs
He's
if you
bad
have...
versus Razor Wisp in the mid lane.
Yeah.
There's that, yeah.
Correct, I feel.
Don't Empire play safe lane IO with Gyrocopter?
Well, it depends. If you see
I
a Magnus,
don't think
maybe you
so.
could put him mid and start bowling the Magnus.
I feel like every IO I've seen in the last week will play mostly mid.
Just for rune control.
Pick up runes, harass mid. Like, there's so much more support harassing mid going on recently.
Yeah.
So I feel like IO was perfect for that. And then you just battle like crazy, and IO keeps you alive.
Well, battling
10
like crazy is something
seconds
Alliance can do too with their lineup.
10 seconds left.
10
They're really,
Five
really
seconds
taking this through. Maybe they were going, but they were
Oh my
not.
god. What is it?
Magnus
Oh, Shane, you're
Look
so
at that call.
smart.
So
Well
good.
played.
Saw the
Maybe
synergy.
we'll upgrade you from a support
Wait,
no,
am I right? And the last one as well.
Okay, next question is, did they pick Magnus at the last 2 seconds because somebody was going to the bathroom, or were they just unsure about their pick?
No, they were waiting for the stream delay so they could hear what I said.
I think you're right.
They're like, we need to know what Shane thinks right now. Let's hold it up.
What would Shane pick? Every pick they ask. What would Shane pick?
My phone ran out of battery actually, so I couldn't text him.
Ah, that's
5
fine.
seconds
Uh-huh.
remaining.
Lion.
Oh, there's the lion.
Nice.
Still a support with 2 disables.
Okay.
Alright, so
Tough resolution Night Stalker.
this combo duo of Empire is very greedy. Like, both these heroes need a ton of farm and levels.
What about IO Night Stalker offlane? It puts a lot of pressure on AA. Like, it's how do you stop that?
They could still kill Wisp really easy because they
Yeah.
just blink strike on them. I think they just have to run their lane standard and do their best. Night Stalker will kind of work high regen, high armor.
Who do you feel will win that? Tell us.
I'm gonna Alliance.
Alliance.
I like
They
the
listen
Lion.
to my advice.
I think the Lion could definitely feed. He's not quite the best hero here.
So you're stepping away from your 4-0 for Empire today?
Yeah.
I've had a
No,
bad
you are,
rook.
actually. That fist bump
10
is rescinded on
seconds
Twitter.
remaining.
Yes. Sorry, team member Twitter. I'm gonna go.
What do you think, Lumi?
I'm gonna go with the PA. I think he's a aggressive hero. He's got a great
So
lane.
you're all Alliance?
Yeah, I'm all Alliance.
I think
Prepare
Alliance is
for
looking pretty
battle.
strong, but I believe Empire can do it. We're gonna find out what our analysts think, what our commentators think they can analyze. If the commentators think it is time for game number 1 of Empire Alliance.
Thanks, Shiver, for that. And to be fair, we are commentators and analysts, so you were right on both accounts. 100% accuracy.
Thank you, Shiver. I appreciate
Congratulations. And I will be doing the play-by-play for this game, so when I bunk it horribly, we'll just blame Owen
that.
for
I'm just gonna
wanking
yell
off.
like Ravage and stuff like that.
Yeah, just yell incoherently. It'll be fine. We'll be great. So we are in game here. I am also inclined to agree with what the analyst said in terms of Alliance. I do like their draft a little bit more, but I think there is some potential for the
30
Night Stalker
seconds to battle.
and the Wisp Gyro to just destroy Alliance mid game as well. Like, I'm looking at AA and PA. Those heroes are squish bags.
There's actually a lot of games like that where I'm like, oh yeah, Wisp is really squishy, and then he just outplays everybody. You're like, okay,
Right.
the game just ended because it's 19-2, and they really thought they were gonna get more kills than that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so bottom room contention, level 1 fight. I still think Alliance have the huge advantage here. Dagger with Chilling Touch.
Yeah, this line is gotta be careful.
Spear. Yeah, he is definitely gonna die here. Gets a nice stun off, but who gets the first blood? Looks like it's gonna be Loda picking that one up.
They're not
Are they
gonna
gonna lose 2? Yo, the damage is insane.
That was like 8 right clicks and 2 heroes died.
Yeah.
That's incredible. It's like having a double damage in the early game.
So 2 kills going the way of Alliance. First blood goes to Loda. Second kill goes to S4. I really have to question the fact that Empire wanted to contest that. But like with a level 1 Lion stun, it lasts barely over a second. It's like you might as well not even be a disable at that point. And you do not have near the damage that you need to be able to contest an AA. I just really don't understand that at all. But we are going to see another static link here. S4 getting harassed a bit in the middle lane. And I do think the lanes are actually fine, as we're going to see another Impale here onto Minuts. He is trying to walk it off here, does not have a Stout Shield. He will end up going down to Aloha Dance.
Heather's pretty good.
Yeah.
They did get that double kill, but I still feel like S4 is going to get kind of wrecked in last hits in the mid lane, and that's really good for them that they did get those first kills for that reason.
But he is bottle crowing though.
Oh,
Because,
alright.
yeah, that kill got him his bottle pretty much.
Okay.
So now if he gets level 3, I think with Shockwave spam, he should actually be fine.
Was this Alchemist? Got his bottle already?
Yeah.
And the dual off lane is Tuskar and Undying. And they can definitely easily kill this line. If they just get a good Ice Shards and maybe a Snowball into it and then drop the tomb immediately afterwards, that guy just dies. Unless he gets a really good double
Alright,
spell.
looks like we missed a kill bottom, but Resolution getting dove onto the tower here. And at first, I thought that Empire were going to be the ones actually doing like a 2-1-2. And obviously the Wisp would have to be top because I think he needs pulls maybe more than a Lion does, but they are going to lead Resolution here to his own devices here in bottom lane and hope that this dual support can deal with the Tusk on time, which I don't know if it can. Once that Tusk hits level 2, I think Alliance might just look for kills.
Well, they're tethered up, looking to do some things. IO only has a Tango here, so we don't see any OP heals or damage reduction coming. Next rune's up on the top lane. It'll be a level 2 for Tusk here.
Got it.
He could gank mid as well, actually. They could have their damage source. Can't really beat Magnus +1. Resolution maybe taking some damage.
Yeah, he could actually just be dead here. Skewer is going to be on the mark. Ake with that haste. A couple more autos off. It's taken so long for him to go down, but he will eventually do so. And Alliance leading very early on here. 3 kills up in 2.5 minutes.
How do you feel about A right now as just like a junior support? I feel like he's pretty good personally, and maybe a little undervalued in the past.
I like him in this game because Empire and a lot of the CIS teams have a tendency to really highly rate Dazzle, for example.
Okay.
So I think he's great as like a counterpick to that kind of strategy. It's also very good against Wisp because you're not going to be able to get any of the tether healing through that. And the other thing too is it makes any tri-lane that you put together insane, no matter what. So during that draft, I think when they picked AA, if they had picking up Phantom Assassin in mind, they were probably just thinking to themselves, this makes it so Empire will not have an incentive to aggro against us.
Oh, Gyro in trouble top.
Yeah, he is going to eat an Ice Shards here. Nice double stun coming out from No Fear. Bulldog's going to drop the defensive tombstone, and that's pretty much just free gold for Empire.
And he popped his mango, said he could soul rep a little bit too late. He put in a good position, but that's why they picked Lion. They're like, we're just going to pick the range because we're going to kill your tombstone instantly.
Yeah, and as he gets levels 2, there is actually kill potential for Empire in this lane. Just Rocket Barrage, if you can catch out one hero isolated, won't be too big of an issue.
Wait till one goes back to heal, or Rune is probably their best opportunities, and until then, they'll just keep pulling and getting their supports as many levels as they can.
Yeah. And Empire are greedy when it comes to supports. Like, Lion and Wisp, you pretty much need level 6 on both of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Bottom lane. Yeah, Resolution, he is quite slow right now. Chilling Touch is going to come out with the cold feet. Not actually able to proc here. Resolution taking so much damage. Is he actually going to go down again? Dagger up in 2 more seconds. And Resolution gets 1 point off before he goes back to the well. Not the way that he wanted to either. Middle lane, going to see an Ice Shards being thrown out here. Yoku trapped in place. S4, he's here as well. He's got that double damage. Yoku's trying to walk it off. The shockwave will finish it after the skewer. And that is yet another kill.
These rotations have been really good. Minut's getting 3 assists now, and Ancient Apparition just kind of weaving in and out of lanes and getting kills. He's maxing in Cold Feet, it looks like. How do you feel about this change? Tell me what you think first, go ahead.
It could be because he's laning with PA with a dagger. I mean, obviously, if you throw out a dagger and you have Orb of Venom, the slow is pretty substantial. Maybe even to a point where you could see it as kind of like a mini CK Ancient Apparition lane, where your stun obviously sets up the Cold Feet.
It has a 4 slow duration as well, and the Cold Feet set-in is about 4 seconds, and you can stun for up to 3.5 seconds at level 4. That's pretty amazing, actually.
It's like one of the best single target disables actually, if the Cold Feet itself actually does proc, but it's very difficult to get it off in the early game because a lot of the time you don't have another stunning support who can disable long enough to do it. Oh, Loda, he is getting chased down here, as well as middle lane there is going to be a bit of back and forth.
Tower is under
And
attack.
Sucker's really fast too, that makes it. Also, if it was any typical offlane hero that just happens to be slow moving or no
RP into the tower here. Yoko gonna eat a snowball after the fact. Not a chance to get away from that one. And Aloha Dance, he's forced to look on and watch his mid player die.
Man, they are just murdering lanes constantly. It's 5 minutes in and they've got 7 lane kills. Do they even need less hits?
Honestly, I really like this synergy between having like Tusk and Magnus on the team because it almost assuredly sets up a skewer, right? You snowball in, you can just skewer immediately after because the stun lasts over a second, so you're able to get yourself into that position. And the way that they're running it right now, it looks fantastic.
Yeah. They have to run past the Magnus to get out of the Ice Shards, basically. You just have so much time to do stuff. That's basically Ice Shards as a whole, though.
Yeah.
It's good with any hero. You're like, oh, you can't walk that way anymore, and you have to run all the way around while I right-click you 4 times. It's really good with melee heroes, that's for sure. That's really where you get the value, because then you're blocking them in, they have to run all the way around. Sometimes you can just completely trap them in.
Yeah, so far it's okay. Yoku might be in trouble again. He's not going to put S4 in the snowball with him, though. Maybe a little bit of a misclick. I think he wanted to go for the skewer back again. Okay, was ready there with the chilling touch, but
I feel like they could have had that if S4 just would have regen before the snowball came, he would have been able to go for it, but I think he was saving it. Said he could maybe get an extra shockwave value or something.
I don't know, I feel like they killed at 100% if he's in the snowball.
But his HP was so low that it was too dangerous, I feel. Like, I think that's why they left him. He only had like 250 or something. It would have been too dangerous.
That is true.
Especially with disadvantage, they're already doing so well. They're better off not feeding us more than losing a kill.
Oh. Bottom lane, Loda Dance is just sitting off on the side. He's got his spirits out. I think maybe they want to try to go on Loda here. And the second Void is going to set this up. Spirits come back in, dealing quite a bit of damage. Loda, he does get the Blink Strike to Ake. Resolution does not want to give up. There is going to be a teleport reaction here. The body blocks from Ake. He can't get in the trees. He's trying to walk it off here. And Resolution could pay for this life. Dagger crits, takes him out. Loda goes back in. And he's going to be another kill. Eats solar from Bulldog in 9 to 1. Might not be done just yet. Nice shards blocking Yoko here in middle lane. S4, he has Spear and Anarchy available. Simon comes in. He gets the call down. Does he have enough damage to take out anyone in the situation? He gets into the tower. Shockwaves there. I'm not sure if they have the damage to get this kill, but they will apply a lot of pressure to Silent. And he pretty much blew everything there, so...
That was style points. He moved him like 300 units with that RP.
That was like max
tower range.
Totally max distance.
Yeah, damn. He is the mega slayer, man.
Resolution. Diving bottom here. Ake, he's gonna try to TP. Needs 3 more hits. He's not gonna get it in time. Oh my. Alright.
Empire just can't get anything anywhere. The Wisp it's kind of, they didn't even kill Loda that one time. They're having pretty good ganks here, but they're just not quite working out at this point. They're a little too far behind.
I'm really... Okay, it's clear the Empire have the damage to kill.
Yeah.
Right? But they're just not all in the same place fast enough to be able to kill anything. And if I'm looking at Empire's draft right now, I think to myself, they have insane amounts of damage to kill what you could argue are some of the squishier heroes in Dota.
And great mobility to get in position to do that. But the game has been brought to them constantly for like 8 minutes here, and now they're just trying to set up things of their own. They're just starting that, basically. But Alliance already has an advantage that they're dealing with. Like, if PA had like 1 less level or something, he went to crit on that dagger, and that would have been him dying. You know, there's lots of little things like that that have added up due to those 10 kills already. Slight mistake here from No Fear, not looking at the clock, and he aggroes creeps instead.
Maybe it was intentional. Looks like they pull it away. Looks like they wanted to dive, but it is daytime. So Resolution not having his ulti off, cooldown right now. Might need to be a little bit careful.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
he spots
attack.
out. Silent here on the side.
And I shards. Okay. For once, the spell does not give it.
Yeah. I mean, the other, 5 or 6 that he's thrown have pretty much been kills, so I can't blame him too much for that.
Almost 6 with treads. S4's got 1400 of a blink dagger. Once he gets that, the kills continue.
If you're Empire right now, you gotta be thinking to yourself, man, we really should not be losing at this stage in the game, at least this hard. So
Yeah.
do you just wait for the next night, hope that
Radiant's
Resolution,
top tower is
and
under
maybe I
attack.
guess your gyrocopter can start to secure some kills? Because when you're behind on heroes like Razor, I'm not really looking to Yoku and thinking to myself that he's going to be a big factor. And bottom lane, Resolution got to eat the snowball on the dagger. He's up the tower right now and will not be able to live through the damage. Teleport reaction cancelled from the side of Empire. And Alliance, they continue their onslaught here.
Well, the Razor did win his lane, honestly. He's got, 63 last hits versus S4's 19.
Okay, yeah, that's actually huge.
He's died how many times? He's got that many last hits. He's died 4 times, he has 63 last hits. Like, that is really impressive.
Yeah, but where S4 does not have the CS, he does make up for it in the fact that he's been involved in 6 kills, and also being the recipient of 3 of them. So he's still on point for having like a 11, 12 minute blink dagger.
It helps in the levels, I feel, like kills versus just straight last hits.
Right.
But Razor's actually still ahead, and he has about the same net worth.
Top lane, Bulldog might be in some trouble here. He needs the stun after the hex. Teleport's coming in first, but it's going to be Loda. Can they get No Fair? He throws out the dagger. He wants to potentially go deep for this one, and will do so. Has a chilling touch available, just takes out the Lion straight away. Silent. Looks like he's going to be fine, not chasing too far here.
Yeah, you could maybe criticize Ake's skill build at that moment, because he didn't have enough mana to use Cold Feet. It's actually a very high mana spell. Oh, gank time.
Yeah, he's alright.
If he had more levels of Chilling Touch there, he would have gotten more damage out of Loda right-clicking. But as a whole, I think this build's going to transition better into the mid-game, because of stuns on important heroes like Razor or Gyro.
I don't really think Alliance want to stop. I mean, they're just teleporting Bulldog up to the tower, even though there's already like 3 other members of Alliance already here. And we haven't really seen much from him personally. It's been Minuts,
Radiant's bottom
S4,
tower is
Loda,
under
Ake,
attack.
they've really been the ones who've been forcing the issue when you normally look to Undying to be that guy who kind of controls the early game, and he's been relatively quiet.
He really has. He's got good levels
Radiant's
though.
bottom
He's got his
tower is
moves.
under attack.
And Ice Blast is gonna actually flip. Oh no, it didn't flip. That was actually just a Walrus Punch debuff, and no fear, eats a dagger. He really wants it.
Radiant's
Doesn't
bottom
even have
tower
time to get caught by the RP, just gets immediately crit and drops over to Loda Dance, healing up Silent, going into here S4, could be in some trouble, does not have skewer up, will end up falling.
Oh, is he? No, there's 4.
Silent extremely low, but resolution here going to be enough to force the rest of Alliance back, and for the first time, Empire get a good trade.
So Hub the Dominator's been up for a bit here. He is stacking Ancients. It's going to take him a while to farm it until he gets something like a Battle Fury, but for now it's actually a very cheap item right now. It's a little bit under 2k. Gives you 20 damage, 5 armor, lifesteal. It's really nice to have on PA at this stage of the game. He actually looks
Radiant's
so strong,
middle
1200
tower
HP
is
at 12
under
minutes
attack.
in. Plus with the Chilling Touch and the Empower now, he doesn't even need damage items to do a lot of damage. It's one of the really cool things about the draft.
And I love the lifesteal with cleave combo too. It just makes your jungling so efficient. If you ever have to play passive, you just have S4 to fall back on and be like, bro, toss me one of them empowers, and then
Run across the map and cast your spell, and then you can go back to doing stuff.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, most of the time, what we see is the Magnus follow the PA around. Like, it's usually just walk through the jungle, maybe go for a smoke. Speaking of, Empire feeling like they want to be the ones actually being aggressive here, and it is nighttime. So can they catch anyone? Looks like Loda might be in some trouble. They're walking around. Okay, he should be dead. I think there's no way he gets away from this one. Yeah, he will be dropping here. But are they going to get more? Lineups. He walks right into it. Ice Blast coming in. It's going to hit on just Silent for the time being, and S4 looking for a potential skewer. Does not have RP up right now, but they really look like they want to try to fight into this, and eventually they do back off. Yeah, 2 good kills.
Got the highest net worth and one of the higher supports. We're gonna kill a tomb as well and pressure mid tower, I guess.
That's value right there.
I like how they're playing despite the fact that they got stopped really hard in the first 8 minutes. Because they're actually still equal due to them last hitting very well. And they have the heroes to counter the early game strength that Alliance has.
Right.
Yeah, PA's hard to kill, but you
Radiant's
just hit her
middle
with magic
tower
damage.
is
You don't
under
care
attack.
about her evasion.
Yeah, between a
Radiant
rocket barrage, a
structures
call
are
down, and a
fortified.
void, that's almost enough to kill a PA in most cases. Now, granted, Loda's had a bit better of a start than one would expect. He is 7-1 at 14 minutes.
Radiant's middle
Empire
tower
secure
has
the tier
fallen.
1 and middle lane and look to just immediately go back. Alliance, though, they are smoked. They have RP at the ready.
They've actually gotten 2 towers as well on the map, which is really surprising to me considering their deaths. They got the bot tier 1 and they got the mid tier 1, and this means that Alliance is going to have a really tough time defending their own jungle. Empire can just hang out there, farm creeps, as long as they've good vision. They shouldn't be caught there, and it makes it so Loda isn't going to have that fallback, that AFK jungling. At the very least, it'll be dangerous. There won't be as good of TP supports for him. So
Yeah.
it should really impact Alliance's overall farm. The supports can't easily just do a neutral creep and anticipate the TP if somebody gets died. They have to actually sit behind somebody instead of farming.
The buddy system.
Yeah, buddy system is not efficient.
It is really not. And the other thing, too, going with what you said about the aggression, we are going to see a D ward here, so Alliance do find one of the aggressive wards coming out from Empire. But they had warded up a couple of parts in the jungle
Radiant's
just so
top
they can make
tower
use
is
of the
under
fact
attack.
that for the first time this game, they are
Radiant
going to have
structures
relocate
are
available.
fortified.
So Laha Dance, he is level 7 now. And that is a very scary thing to think about.
They can kill. They need a third hero probably, like Lion or Night Stalker to silence somebody, but they can pretty much kill anybody on the map.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
I think Loda is actually pretty beefy. It might take him quite a while to take him down, especially if he has a creep wave to blink to. Because they don't really have like a lockdown for him, right? Like if it's just Wisp Gyro, they go in and it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
we call down and he blinks.
They need a third. It has to be Lion or Night Stalker, I feel. Silence, slow, and then Rocket Barrage, Spirit, Call Down. That should kill just about anybody, I think, on Alliance.
We are reaching kind of that weird early mid-game transition where what are Alliance's team's strengths? Like, I know during the early game you're relying a lot on the Ancient Apparition and his Chilling Touch to be able to win your lanes for you, and we saw how powerful it was, even against Night Stalker, one of the most durable offlaners that you can pick right now. But is their mid-game still just relying on nothing but RPs? Because outside of that, again, Undying, I have not felt its effect whatsoever up until this point.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get much better either. It's Gyrocopter who can actually just flat cannon hit Tomb without any repercussions, except for maybe Rocket Barrage damage.
Razor can hit it from range. Wisp doesn't even have turn animation anymore, so you can just be strolling past and throw a couple balls out, blow it up. There's a lot of ways that they can deal with the Tombstone, but I feel like at least the Soul Rip can be really big, because this is still a steroid Phantom Assassin game. Yeah, you give him Empower, he kills creeps, and then he jumps and does a bunch of damage. So if they can keep him alive with heals and a little bit of teamfight disruption, they can definitely just win games.
I guess there is something to be said for how good BKB is against Empire's lineup as well, for a very long time. Because PA is seen as that kind of blink in, blow somebody up hero, and that's really good against Gyro. Because Gyro doesn't have a counterplay to just high physical single target damage. He's typically that guy who builds kind of...
Loda might die ancient, sorry.
Yeah, he's... I had an eye on it. He's fine for the time being, but...
He has to go back, that's the part that sucks.
Yeah.
Because this is a lot of gold that's ready to be taken.
I think it's just because the Empower level is only 2, yeah. A lot of the time you see a Magnus player actually only go like 2 skewer, and then he'll max Empower after the fact if he's with a melee carry, just to ensure that that position 1 always gets the farm that you need, and it also helps tremendously with killing stacks. But S4 has opted into going a more, maybe kill-oriented build, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Plus, Ancients have been buffed a lot recently. The Thunder Lizard increases the attack speed and the damage by 50%. Yeah. And the Granite Aura from the large goal, it just makes Ancients so much harder to clear. I feel like a PA a year ago easily would have done this with 2 levels and lifesteal. Maybe if you had more evasion levels, actually, that's maybe the one thing you can criticize. You could have done that a little bit better. But either way, he's going to get the farm. He should finish him up his BKB very soon. And then he's going to be happy to jump in on Empire and try to kill the Lion most likely first.
Yeah, poor Lion in this game, honestly. Like, he has a Bracer. Ideally, you want like a Ghost Scepter. Like, even Force Staff isn't that great against PA because their cooldowns are so low that you can just chase you forever. But Ghost Scepter, hopefully, or Blink Dagger maybe for the Lion if he can get so lucky in terms of gold income.
I like the when you're poor the tree strat, you just hide in trees and that becomes your armor.
Oh yeah,
and they don't know you're there.
You never show against PA in that kind of game. But Empire coming in here, teleports to the tier 2. They are going to defend this middle tier 1 tower, and Alliance are just content to back.
Radiant's
Almost
bottom
an S1
tower is
Razor.
under attack.
Razor's actually alright versus PA. Do you get unstable current reflection from Blink Strike as well, right?
Yeah, both spells.
Like, that's actually very good. It's going to reduce his attack speed heavily. Razor's going to be quite good versus PA for a while, at least until you BKB, because I think it doesn't work. It shouldn't reflect onto BKB, but the speed reduction and the attack speed reduction that Razor has, it basically makes him invulnerable in the early game, because PA is most of their damage. You may have to deal with Magic Burst from Tusk, AA, Magnus, but if he just tanks up right now, and then eventually gets maybe some armor items to deal with the PA, I feel like he's actually the solution in this game. And despite his 4 deaths, he still has a ridiculously high GPM.
That's very true. I do think it's similar to playing like Bristleback against Razor, right? You just don't want to ever use goo on him, even though you have to.
Yeah.
Just because you want to try to catch him. But BKB is done at a very early point here for Loda. He's got the Helm on the Dominator ready too. I assume this is just going to be like the standard into Basher after this and maybe Abyssal Blade.
Yeah, probably. I'm kind of curious, why do you think S4 went 3 levels in Skewer? I thought the new Magnus build, when you're going in power heavy, it was like
Dire's
2
top tower
skewers.
is
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I really think that most of the time, maybe he just prefers the 3 skewer because it allows them to pull like Empire further out of position. Like with their kind of team, I think that actually helps set up things like Ice Blast, for
Dire's top
example.
tower
It's also
is
good for
under
Tusk.
attack.
I think it's just a preference, really. Like, of course he's always going to get the levels. It's just weird because 11 is such a long level
Dire's
comparative
top
to
tower
levels
is
after. Like,
falling.
12 to 13 is 800 experience. It's like almost a third as much as you need to go from 11 to 12. So you're not going to have those extra points into Empower for quite a long time, relative to what stage in the game it is, but...
And they just buffed Empower too. It's an 8-second cooldown now.
Yes.
A skill that's not used very often recently. Magnus kind of phasing a bit out of the
Dire's
meta.
top tower is under
Ever
attack.
since 6.83 at least. I didn't see him a whole lot 6.84, I feel. But back when it was all like Troll and Jugman, Magnus was definitely up there.
I think it was just like basically Unknown were the only team who ran it, and that's just because they had a Rise.
Dire's
And he was very well known for the heroes, so...
Yeah, his Magnus is really good. Ice Blast is going to swap them out.
Dire's
Won't
top
do any
tower
damage
is
though.
under attack.
Yeah. He's actually going for the pit just to make sure. And now with that information, Alliance continue to pressure top. I believe that Empire want to try to fight this. They almost even have Aghanims in Resolution. He is quite farmed at the moment.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Alright, smoke up. Did they see it though? That's the question. Empire just immediately run away.
They have a good ward setup for it too.
Yeah.
They have to find the right heroes though.
because they need to make this BKB valuable. It's one of the biggest downsides towards it on a PA. It's not a farm item. Ooh, almost got the wisp.
Alright, Empire either has some like disgusting game sense.
Oh, he's going back for an item on the courier. It was a gem.
Alright, well, this smoke is... Ooh, is it gonna wear off? Oh, okay, still in vision. It's gonna be close. Nah, I think they're just barely gonna miss it. Okay. So they have no idea. And Aloha Dance, I dare say you might be dead, my friends. Here comes the snowball, and
Spree! Maybe overkill there, but no pull on an Ice Blast, not a big deal. He's maxed out Ice Vortex afterwards to amp some of the damage from his team. I guess that's probably the best thing to do. I always think about maxing Chilling Touch, but it already does so much at level 1, and a lot of the charges just don't get used.
they're dead before you use them.
Yeah, it's really good on like one of your carries. Like if you get a Wind Ranger with Focus Fire, it's really good on her, but everybody else will attack like 4 times, maybe 3 times, and then you're not getting point value. So it's probably still better to max out Vortex second.
There was even that point where people just completely didn't skill it and just went stats.
Those were dark times. That was just that didn't make sense.
That was
pretty good.
Those were like 3 years ago, maybe.
Radiant's bottom tower
I don't think.
is under
Yeah, they
attack.
really just didn't skill it. That was very bizarre.
Yeah, that was back in the days where Dendi used to run it middle lane.
Yeah, that kind of made sense.
Okay, Yoku coming out here. They will catch us more. Drop the finger straight away. They want to try to get rid of the RP before the fight starts. Loda comes in. Iflex comes off. Hits on 2. It's going to be 1-for-1 so far. Yoku though on the back line doing so much damage to Minuts. He will eventually drop. And Loda, he's kind of isolated at the moment. Bulldog has his own pop, kind of just walking around as a zombie. And Loda blinks up to the high ground. Resolution looking for chase. Not going to find anything extra.
Actually, he took so much damage in that fight. What happened? He had BKB on everything. Loda, that is.
I don't know, man. I was watching poor Minuts just get destroyed by the Razor. Like he just got chased down the river and had no way of dealing with it.
He jumped in and he fought basically the Gyro, but Gyro's only got S and Y. I guess his evasion levels are still pretty low. Maybe that's what it was. Gyro just attacked him or something.
Yeah, it's the max blink build. So he's not really able to
Oh, they're trying to get Razor.
evade much damage. I don't know if they can even do that though. Like look at this. How you gonna go on that?
What a PA counter, man.
Yeah.
Razor is the hero, holy crap.
I really like the pick in this game. Like typically when I see Razor, I'm like, alright, yeah, you picked him to win a lane, and maybe he buys mech, and then you run down and you just hit people, okay, fine. But in this particular instance, I feel like it has a lot more value than just that standard lane counter.
Yeah, it really does. The only other thing that really gets countered this hard by unstable is like Skywrath Mage or something, but this is worse because it reduces attack speed.
Dyer's middle
This is
tower
actually one of
is
the best
under
Razor
attack.
counters I've ever seen. And
PA counters.
PA counters, yeah. The best uses for Razor as a counter. I would say maybe even go... You can't evade the Eye of the Storm hits, right? It doesn't count as a regular attack, so
Yeah, they
maybe,
just
I think an Axe would be okay here. Physical damage, lower his armor. PA doesn't buy that many stat items, so his agility won't scale super hard in the late game like most heroes like SF or Jugwood, so
Yeah.
I would aim for that. I think that's maybe better than going MKB on the hero.
No, I actually like Aghanims a lot in this game because it also gives you some high ground, whereas I feel Empire don't have the best siege lineup per se. But for the time being, he's just holding onto a plate mill, maybe looking for that AC. His Alliance will
Dyer's
secure that
middle
tier 1.
tower has fallen.
And that's going to be Basher for Loda.
Good pickup.
Yeah. S4 is also closing in on BKB, which is going to be huge for him. So next time they start to fight off like that, he's not going to just get caught out by a Hex and be unable to do anything. And that's kind of what I was saying earlier, is it feels like they're so reliant on RP at this point, because the PA is not strong enough to where she can kind of just do her 1v5 with Empower. You know, like Loda goes in with a 10-second BKB, he does some damage, but it's not enough. Like, unless he crits at this point, he just doesn't kill anything.
And that's, I think, the main reason most people just stop playing PA in the pro scene. It's like, yeah, if he crits, he's really good, but he just has some limitations compared to other heroes. You have to pick Magnus with him so that his farm can catch up to other people's, because he can't just go that greedy item build. He definitely has some limitations. Ooh, he can definitely go online right now.
Yeah, Finger comes
right
out.
stun.
Should be okay. Finger comes out. He's dead though. Yeah.
That was good. He really didn't want to waste BKB for that because he knew he used Earth Spike, so at most he gets hexed, and his team had to follow up there, but really good kill.
Yoku sitting in the sidelines here. Minuts with the Shadow Blade. He can go in for a punch if he wants. There are 4 members of Alliance here. The dagger comes in, immediate crit. Minuts with the punch in the face, and Yoku has no way of walking that one off. He will die.
That's the counter. Get in melee range so the movement speed slow doesn't do anything. And let your allies
The other thing too is Roshan is actually up.
Dire's middle tower is
So
under
if Alliance
attack.
want to go for this and maybe go back for Roche, they can do that.
And PA is really good against Roche.
Yeah.
They don't have a medallion, but again, it's half the minus armor than it used to be.
With Dominator and Blur, you pretty much don't take damage, and it has Sigil on top of that. So.
Yeah. They can definitely kill Roche here. Nice start, Raz zags up, he's
middle
just
tower
scattering around
is under
forwards. I like
attack.
that he's doing this actually. Looking around for observer wards while he knows that there's a
think he's
bonus.
spotted
Dire's
one,
middle
right?
tower
Yeah,
has
okay, they're
fallen.
pinging it.
He's pinging. I think he's just scared to go.
Yeah, he is really scared. I mean, I don't blame him. If he loses the gem, it would actually be pretty detrimental.
Yeah. Map controls.
Hello, hot dance? Overstaying is welcome a tiny bit.
The little split push while you're not ready to fight.
Well, he TP'd in Fog, and I guess that's kind of a hard thing to anticipate. Like, he TP'd back right away. And then he just TP's behind that one little tree by the tier 2, and then you just get killed because you get bashed. But for now, Alliance still... I don't know if they have like a huge lead, but they are starting to recover from the little mid-game fights that they had earlier. Because if you look at the CS, like the Gyro and the Razor are still farming incredibly well.
But I don't think they're going to be able to stay in tune with a PA now, because he basically has a super battle fury every time he gets empowered. He's
Yeah.
been stacking ever since, like, he got Helm Dominator before he made power treads. He's been stacking all game, and this hasn't been blocked by Empire yet, to my knowledge. That's basically the thing that's allowing PA to stay far ahead. And Gyro eventually is going to slow down, especially in this next period, because he just bought BKB, so his scaling is not going to be increasing right now, whereas PA is only buying damage items from this point out.
Ninas spots out Yoku, going for the shards! Long distance catches him out. Here comes the Ice Blast and the PA. That'll be an easy pick for the side of Alliance. Alright, well, maybe not the easiest, but...
Razor's not countered. He's hit that.
Resolution. This is going to be a gem if he drops here. As we're going for the body blocks or the cold feet procs, and there we go.
Mega kill!
They even give it to Loda. That was really easy.
And that's Roshan, pretty much. I mean, yeah, you're going to get split pushed by Empire in top lane, but getting Roshan at this point is so huge for them. It also means that the tier 1 and 2 bottom lane should be... Well, okay, they're not going to go for it.
It's gonna be relocated.
He gets a bash on the dagger. Yeah, he wants to get a okay, someone Chase this out. Yeah, Mech is popped. Bulldog's in the area. Silence BKB is going to be wearing off relatively soon. He has a teleport.
It's kind of dangerous for Loda. No, not anymore.
Yeah, he can just go in. I think let's go. Throws out the stun. Big
Dire's
kill.
bottom tower has
Coming in from the side of Empire.
So back and forth. That was a little bit of an overstay for Loda. The rotation is really what was important, and only Ed controlled online, so he didn't even have to blink. He actually just strolled all the way there. And they can defend the tier 2 tower with this. And they can get Roshan.
All in all, for Empire, that was fantastic, actually.
Yeah.
I thought for a while, like maybe with the amount of time that Loda was buying, that they could do Roche, but then I remembered he's the only one who can actually do it. So if he's not there, it doesn't matter if he's buying time. But
Yeah.
they got a tier 1 in the off lane. They also got the gem off a resolution, which is big. And there's a 10-second BKB from S4.
So I guess that was alright, but I feel like the safer play might have been the better call there. Yeah, he killed Wisp again. And Wisp is further delayed from things like Ghost Scepter,
But Empire get Roshan now, because you don't have your carry.
and Gyro I'm sure got a lot in that fight. For killing the...
He has a Demon Edge basically now.
He got an unstoppable streak too. That was 757 and the Demon Edge, which is then going to be the MKB, which means him fighting PA is going to be into the
Oh,
advantage.
S4, he can get it. Okay, he wants to go for this. RP is very late though. He only catches out the Wisp and he'll skewer him back. In the end, I don't think Loda is going to get that relocate, but Ake in some trouble now, being chased by Resolution and S4 in the meantime. He's going down to the Rocket Barrage. Will eventually drop Silent. He gets bashed 2 times in a row. Are they going to be able to take him out in this engagement? No, finally gets the kill. No fears the next one to drop. And Resolution eats a crit to the face. It's a double for Loda. Yoku, the last one left standing. He's got the gem. He's recovering for his team, but he does not have a teleport scroll. And he is also going to be going down. So that's 3 kills for Loda. A team wipe in favor of Alliance.
Looks so good for Empire at the start too. I mean, the RP was not good.
Not great.
They
Not
got a
great.
Wisp out of it, which is it's a pretty good hero to start with. Wisp or Lion are the most scoring easiest picks on the game.
He didn't even end up empowering Loda, did he? I don't think he got it off in the fight. I think he just got the RP in the skewer and then he ended up dying as he was running. Or maybe he cast it as he was running away? I don't remember.
It definitely ran out at some point.
Yeah.
But because he has Abyssal Blade, his damage is alright now. It's not amazing, but if he crits, it's very good. He's getting 4.5 times the normal damage, so that's like a 1,000 before reduction.
That's a good spot if you're hitting heroes that have 4 or 2 armor kind of a thing.
And I think we just had a pretty decent showcase of the RNGesus on PA, because he went on silent and he was just like permabashed. Like he couldn't do much of anything. Yeah, in the bottom of the fight he like abyssal, then got like a bash or 2, and then goes on resolution, gets an immediate crit. It's like every person he touched just exploded.
I can definitely verify that Loda's RNG is good. I played against the Spirit Breaker last night, and though he is a far better player than me, he did get lucky sometimes with his bashes. So,
What a looker,
but
man.
mostly I'm bad.
It was like
Mostly
it was
it's
like
on me.
it was like 5% luck, like 95% I'm a bad player.
Well, there's always that 5%. That's what you have to fall back on.
Exactly. He just got lucky, guys. That's all.
It's alright, one day they'll take out RNG from this game. I am a firm advocate of taking out uphill misses.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I like a little RNG. I think just a tiny bit of RNG is a good thing. I don't like Hearthstone, but and we're both not going to eggs, by the way. We don't see this finish super
Dire's
often.
bottom tower has
But I
fallen.
think it's a pretty good game. He's actually, you know, he hasn't done a huge amount this game, but I think he's definitely contributed
Dire's bottom
after the
tower
10-minute
is
mark.
under attack.
And he's only died 1 time, so he's definitely been in the right place at the right time. And this is going to make heroes die fast.
Yeah, I feel like it's not really on him though. I think maybe Alliance changed a bit of their game plan like halfway through the draft. And maybe just picked on dying early, because I believe it was second pick for them.
Yeah.
And they just said, we want a hero who is good in lane just in case Empire want to go ultra aggressive on us.
I feel like a lot of teams do that right now. They will
Yeah.
consistently pick on dying first 2 just to have the safety net. If they get aggressively tri-laned, if their opponents have a better early game lineup, it helps a lot.
Alright, that's a Vanguard Wisp, by the way.
I was really wondering what that bit
Radiant's
booster was going to be.
I thought it was casual, to be honest.
I don't
Dire's
think this is the
bottom
item against
tower
PA.
has fallen.
I don't know if he has a choice. The guy is broke at this point.
I mean, surely as soon as he bought that bit booster, this was his goal, right?
I guess so.
Don't you think? I feel like an armor item would be better.
Radiant's
Definitely more than
middle
damage
tower
lock
is
against
under
a
attack.
PA.
Oh, going in here, low kick, S4 pops the BKB, cancel cast, 1 of the RPs on the front and go here, the punches there, immediate Ryan at the silent, he's just in the middle of them all, with BKB, he eats the offensive by coming in from Loda, where is the team right now at silent, and he is going to be dropping here, immediately flies back, it's going to be a resolution coming out as well, Blink is on the back, crit, gem on deck, that's 3 down. The gyrocopter's back in it. He does not have cooldown for another 20 seconds, and
That's wow.
that's GG.
It felt like a really fast game. We're actually 30 minutes in here, but the PA completely working out. They're still fighting.
I mean, what can you say when you start the game as a draft where Alliance were probably not... Okay, they weren't horrible in lane, because obviously you have Ancient Apparition, but it all started off with that horrible fight at bottom. Like, you know they have an AA, why do you ever try to contest that room?
And a Tusk. Like, the Ice Shards is by far one of the best level 1 abilities because it says